or somebody hired some witches to do some root work on this man. Let's go here. Now, Jezebel pulled the original article. Okay. Jezebel pulled the original article. Literally. Okay. So, on September 8th, we published a humorous piece titled "We Paid Some Etsy Witches to Curse Charlie Kirk." The piece was intended as satire and made it absolutely clear that we wished no physical harm. We stand by every word. Yeah, that's not how that works, man. But in light of Wednesday's events and on recommendation of our lawyers, we have removed the text. To be clear, this decision was driven by an abundance of caution for our staff and to avoid the piece being misused in a tense and volatile environment, not by a change in our editorial judgment. We may republish at a later date, but out of compassion for the victim's family, we want to make clear that we prioritize an end to violence over anyone wanting to read about Etsy witches. Okay. All right. So now somebody had the actual text from the article. Oh no, is this it? Okay. Nope, that's not it. This has to be it. No, that's it. This is it. Okay, here we go. So somebody pulled it. The Jezebel article titled "We Paid Some Etsy Witches to Curse Charlie Kirk" was published on Monday. It was intended as a humorous, wry look at the reach and influence of the internet on our lives, saying that while Kirk, who built up a huge online following, is one of the downsides of the internet, it also has its gifts. I can now buy a curse as easily as I can buy a phone charger. On the mystical website Etsy, you can find a spell for just about anything. Listen, they're on YouTube selling spells, magic spells, love spells, money spells, right? Okay. Protection spells, right? These days, witches cater to more than just personal grudges, and it's not uncommon for them to channel their energy toward thwarting Republicans. Are you interested in punishing Kirk for the years of regressive rhetoric he shouted at America's youth and anyone within earshot? Here at Jezebel, we're about to find out if there's a spell for that. As the writer sets about buying a suitable curse from an online witch on e-commerce site Etsy, they clearly state they do not want to harm Kirk. Intentions, people. It doesn't matter what you say. It's your intent. The universe knows your intentions, whether you lie to yourself or not. That's it. That's all that needs to be done. Intent. That's it. That's all. Okay? I want to make it clear I'm not calling on dark forces to cause him harm. I just want him to wake up every morning with an inexplicable zit. I want his podcast microphone to malfunction every time he hits record. I want his blue blazers to suddenly be all one size too small. I want one of his socks to always be sliding down his foot. I want his thumb to grow too big to tweet. To ruin his day with the collective feminist power of the Etsy coven will be my life's greatest joy. Okay. And somebody put their intentions to use, and he's no longer here. Okay, look at this. After placing a "make everyone hate him" spell, the author ends on what in retrospect appears a foreboding note. So, did my Etsy curses work? Time will tell. The forces move in mysterious ways, and as the priestess reminded me, spell work is a collaboration between the caster, the client, and the universe itself. Y'all better stop playing around with this shit. Stop playing around with things you don't understand. Stop playing with forces you don't understand. For now, we can only trust in the timing of the great unknown. Okay? Stop playing with things you don't understand. Now, let's go. Back to other witches. Witches in Russia. Listen, every great man has always had a woman in his ear. A woman of whatever status, whatever practitioner, the type of, practice, craft she was in. Every powerful man has a woman like this on his right side, advising him, astrology, astronomy, whatever the case may be, hex work, whatever he needs her to do. Right? So Moscow court Thursday remanded the self-proclaimed witch Alyona Poland, known for casting spells in the support of President Vladimir Putin, shortly after she collapsed in court. Poland, whose real name is Yelena Sulikova, was detained in Moscow region earlier this week on charges of disseminating extremist literature and insulting believers' religious feelings. She's accused of sharing reading materials that call for the violence against Russian Orthodox Church clergy and posting videos online that insult people of faith. Okay? Okay. She says, my mission was always the same. That is to help Russia. All right? Shit is real out here. Okay?